Afternoon all. I've just gone off in the father's boat on the ebb tide. There was loads of swell this morning on the flood, so that always dropped below the sandbanks, so it's a lot calmer on the ebb. But the whole beach for miles is covered in marram grass and crap, as far as I can see, and they're all big old lumps. It's been that northerly swell the last few days, but cut away. Norfolk coast like Hemsley suffered badly and all the way along, but look at that, there's huge piles of crap all the way along the beach, all marram grass and dunes, and they're big old lumps. Like each one of them's the size of a human, at least. Bloody great lumps of crap. Well, now getting ready to launch. Let me get the oars in. And that was that. As you see, we're drifting to the north because we're going for the ebb, getting the last eye of the ebb. You want to be well away by the time the flood gets through. So if you look on the sandbanks, there's a good lump on the sandbanks. As soon as that starts to flood, the swell will lift above the sandbanks. That'll be bloody horrible. This is a quick trip today, quick shoot the nets and gone again. There's some people running along the beach flapping like ducks, don't know what that's on about. The old man's got to have a yarn to him, he can't help himself. We've got weed in the water there. Don't know what you're looking at. That's a better one. Watch out, there's a little weed in the water there. There's a little weed down the water, look at your feet tangled in it. The beach is lovely and flat, isn't it? Did cut it away a lot with that swell. That was only a little one, that wasn't too bad. Put it on the camera. Just sitting here and keeping the bow into the waves. Obviously, we don't really, ain't too bad, but there's one or two good ones. There she go, engine started and we're all the way. That marram grass is all the way along the beach. I know the poor buggers that Hemsley really took a thacking. They lost the road what go to their holy hums along the beach there. But there's tons and tons of marram grass along the beach. I haven't seen it this bad in years and years, but that was a good northerly. Luckily it only lasted a day or two and went along the long thing. All them houses that Hemsley would have been gone. But there's only a few left now. I've got to say, I don't think I'll be what we're living along there. But it's so bad in here. You can't see the waves out there, but there's some good waves breaking up screwy. Well, we're now getting ready to shoot. Just turn the boat round. We're only shooting one fleet, 5 doubles, so virtually 10 nets, 300 yards, and I just sunk nets, one fleet, because it's getting late in the day. We don't be cleaning until 2 o'clock in the morning. So just turn the boat around. Yeah. Give it a few more revs. We're only doing 3 knots. That's a bit better. Doing about 6 knots now. They go over nicely. So they're just all sunk nets on 5-foot strops. They're 2 1/4 inch monos. Or that's easier to clean nylons, but them bigger mono nets, you get more of the better quality fish, like the ones we want for kippering. They do make more money on the market. Them little ones, what you catch in the 2-inch nets, by nags, I've been landing them for a month or 2, they all make crap money, so you're better off getting some better quality fish. Alright, they're a lot harder to clean, but that's a compromise you make. Give it Christmas when they all spawn out and go spence. You put 2-inch nylons in, because there's no big ones to worry about it then. Shooting at 6 knots, no problem, easy peasy. The nets do stink a bit, I can smell them from here after the last time we went. The old scales and everything get a bit stinky in the nets. Obviously don't wash them, but they do hum a bit. Smell a bit rich. Much left? Get to the last net. When you get the last double net there, I just knock it out of gear, and as it's starting to go out, give it one little bump. That's enough just to push the remnants out. You don't want to be trying to hold on that, just being cut off at 6 knots. That'll pull your arms off. Well, they're all in the water now. Let's hope we get a few. Well, there ain't a lot of fish on at the minute. There's a few marks of heron, but they're really deep. But there ain't a lot there. The old chap just told me I put the door on the wrong way round. She's now fitting it properly. Contrary to what people say, he doesn't say much and he's a miserable sod, blah 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 blah. Well, the reason he doesn't say much when I'm recording, because several times he's been yarning, I've had to tell him to be quiet so he don't really say much when I'm recording, so he didn't get told off. You look like a little gnome down there, putting that door back on. He's alright really, and we always have a chat when we're hauling. But the thing is, because he's far away from the camera, you can't hear him talking, and I speak loud so you can hear me talking. So that's why it doesn't seem like he's talking a lot, but he do. When we're hauling the gear, we're talking all the time, but you can't hear him speaking. Well, there's a fair few anglers on the beach. You see there's a few 4x4s down there. That's Jubilee Angling Club. They're the only people with a 4x4 permission to go on the beach. There's 3 or 4 of them there, and there's anglers dotted all the way along the beach. As we was motoring, I saw an angler reeling some whiting and a bit of weed. I bet there's tons of weed and marram they're pulling in now, poor old sods. Look at that high water mark there, that's just black. The weed, look bloody dreadful. Well, that tide's starting to ease a little bit. We're flicking between 1.3, 1.5 knots now. Some herring are starting to lift a little bit. There's a few dots low down in the water, but look, they're starting to lift now, hopefully. Because last time we come in my boat, went on the flood, and we didn't get nothing. We had about 60 herring on 3 shoots, because the fish are always been swimming on the ebb lately, and we thought, well, we've got to come on the ebb today. Not that we could have gone on the flood, because there was about 5-6 foot of swell on Coast Beach this morning. You don't want to launch in that. But hopefully there will be a few fish here this afternoon, but there's hardly looking, there ain't looking a lot. Whether that good northerly swell has changed the habits and they're now on the flood, you don't know, do you? No one's been. Well, as that tide's eased, there's a few herring coming through, but they don't look a lot. They ain't looking very good today. And the old chap's been forced to watch that celebrity gump on telly. He said, they look like a giant slug like you see in the jungle. I said, where did that come from? Well, Farage and that lot's been eating them while I'm a celebrity. How do you watch that squid? It's not for me. It's been obviously forced to by the old deer. There's a few fish there, but there ain't a lot. That's not looking good. That's probably, hopefully that'll be better than what we got in my boat last trip, 60 herring. But that doesn't look a lot of fish there, do it? I thought we'd get a lot more than that. Maybe that's changed habits after that northerly. They might start being on the flood, but we won't be out in the flood for a while because the weather looked terrible. Well, I finally splashed out on a new flask, and thank God I did. That's only about 4 or 5 degrees off here today, and that's pretty cold. As I'm getting old, I've even put a pair of gloves on. First time I wore a pair of gloves fishing in my life. But it is a bit cold. But there's not a lot of fish on the plotter. I don't think we're going to get a lot today, what's a shame. I've got a few people who want some, but that's life, you can't get them every day. But you see the floats there, they're just laying flat. I don't think there's going to be a lot in them. But I bought another flask yesterday from Asda. Well, in the village is only a Tesco. They didn't have none of these proper thermos flasks, so I nipped to Asda yesterday and got a flask. If you ever want to feel better about yourself, go in Asda. Call the people in there, there's a mummo looking bunch. If you want an uplift and feel better about yourself, go in Asda and have a walk around. Jesus, there's some rummins there. They've definitely been hit by the Norfolk tree. Well, the tide's finished, so we better have the nets. But there doesn't think there'll be a lot in them, so we're going to haul them straight into the bin and clean as we go. Because it doesn't look a lot of fish. I better take my girly gloves off. Tuck the sleeve up. Oh, it's frustrating when they catch some sleeves. Oh, time to roll then. Plenty of weed. There's a lot of fish though. See one? Oh, there's one. There's another one. There's a few herring. Large. There's a kid around on the gill then. Can't see that, can you? Doing a lot here. There'll be no pikers getting any bait today, that's for certain. It might be worth what you did in my book last week. Oh, that's a cracking errand. Lovely errand that is. And then you got a manky old white. They certainly didn't lift today for some reason. They might lift on the close when it gets dark, but when that happens, the flood will be through. The swell will lift over the banks, that'll be bloody horrible up here. So we can be out there then. That's a better whiting. Three together, whatever next. Oh yeah, four's obviously better than three. Get a few. Right deep on the lid line. Let's stay deep in there, a lot of them. A couple of ice swimmers, most of them are deep.
Side are we?
A lot of them on the top, isn't they? The what? Yeah. That's a cracking errand as well. A lot of them are very deep though, aren't they? Might be better than my deep nets. Double and treble swum. What I mean they've gone through, when we say they're double and treble swum, instead of just going through the net once, they go through the net, then turn and go back again, so they all tangle up. Vacuum pack, that pair I bought in my boat last time, I vacuum packed them. They turn like cracking, like really good. But they're hard as a vacuum pack in mackerel because mackerel has got little tiny scales that won't come off much. But herring have got scales that come off easy, and you've got to keep wiping the bags on the inside so you get a good seal. You ain't got to do that on mackerel. That's about 25 herring out of one double net. That ain't a lot, is it? they're gone, thinned out. Oh, a solar charger doesn't seem to be keeping up on the battery this time of year. Keep it where it is, that doesn't charge it up at all, or seem to. They can have a lot of sunlight, yeah, there.
Have sunlight.
You have to have direct sunlight. People say solar panels work when it's in direct sunlight. Well, they do, but they're so inefficient, it's not worth having. I've measured my solar panel. When it's getting direct sunlight, I get an amp an hour out of it. When it's not direct sunlight, you get about 30 milliamps, what isn't even worth turning on. Same as houses really, unless there's direct sunlight on them, they're inefficient and crap. I've had a salesman on the phone before trying to sell me solar panels and said they work when it isn't sunny, and I said but they're so inefficient, and I give her a few engineering questions and she didn't know what I was on about. She was just reading off a script. Yeah, they do work when it's not sunny, but they're not worth having. This one's double swung, treble swung, gone everywhere. There isn't many, and the ones I've got a patch in there. That's the old chap's nuclear repairs. See that with bright coloured mono? Look neat, but that show up a lot, doesn't it? But the heron doesn't seem to care. Bad white, whatever it is. Be happy with a pile of them if you were fishing off the beach, wouldn't you? But to us, whiting are worthless. You've got to gut them all to sell them on the market, and then you get about 20p a kilo for them. By the time you take off the selling fees, the dues, the ice, security and everything, they're basically worthless. So unless we keep the food for tea, they ain't worth having. Worth taking them to the market, is it?
Bob that on the end ones. Two.
That's 2 nets. Or
It's not like that, is it?
no. Oh, now come invasion of the white ones. A little one. What plump white in that, isn't it? They definitely seemed off a bit, didn't they? Not that we got a lot, but seen more fish further off. They're thinned right out now. Oh, a heron, finally. That's a nice plump one. Another one. Another nice plump one. today, wouldn't you? On that ebb.
As soon as it blow, change things.
What's that pouring up there? I just saw the water boiling up. There's some look like a big lump, big fish in there, but it weren't. There's a heron right near the surface. I think there's a seal behind it after it. Is that a whiting? That's funny how the seals never eat the whiting. They must want the heron for the high oil content, a lot of energy in them. Well, that's the gill on the first 3 nets, or 6 first 3 nets, the doubles are 6 nets, and 60% all. That's a little old heron, tiny little old thing. Whiting. Oh, little one. The all them heron we had the other day, my boot, tiny little heron. These herons seem a lot better. There's enough of them, is there? Pike anglers like them small old heron. We have to go a few trips to find when them heron are lifting. The heron were on the ebb. The last trip went on the flood and now we're on the ebb and there still isn't any. Whether the blow up has changed the habits, it'll be on the flood now, I don't know. But there's a lot here, is there? Hardly at all. Hardly any.
Okay, copy.
Can't pull that whiting through. You got a few whiting for your tea.
Yeah, he's really what? Yep. I think it was the hour he gave it then.
Oh, 2 at once, whatever next.
15:30 now, boys.
Well, I'm a lovely fat heron. Good kipper material.
For your joining. Yeah, I'll take 15:30 now.
Yeah, standing up.
Argy, copy.
Just pull on a minute. we can be cleaning all night tonight, that's for certain. We only shoot, we've only been shooting 10 nets recently, one bin, so you don't want too many and be cleaning all night. But sometimes that doesn't pay off like today, and there isn't enough to do anything with really. By the time you do shoot 2 fleets over this time of year, you get 200-300 stun, and you're there cleaning for ages. And you put that sort of mate on the market and they're not worth nothing. So you're damned if you do and damned if you don't really. Last day. Lucky last. Jumpy little bugger. There's a little potent. Nice to see. It's been more potent this year than I've seen in a long while. We've got a few potent this year. We never normally get any potent, do we?
Think of the past, really.
Years ago, we used to go lining off Lowestoft years ago. We used to get loads of. We used to go lining off Lowestoft years ago. We used to get loads of big old potent, all around like the £2, £2.5 mark. Like. They were cracking potent, but you don't seem to get them anymore. We never had a lot of them. So they seem to have disappeared, just like the common. Have a little lower on. Proper white, and they got a design flaw, them sharp teeth. You get caught around the nets and tangled up like hell. Got a bit of weed in these nets now, isn't there? You never make a juggler. They do, don't they? Unless they're caught up badly around the nose, as soon as you lift them out the water, the white can flip a bit and then fall out. That's strange, isn't it? You wouldn't have thought the heron would have swum on the middle of the tides. That was a very strong tides at the minute. So have they now gone to the flood? Who knows? You would have thought they'd lifted on the strength of the tide, would you? And that was that. Not a blinking lot. He was talking to me. He ain't a miserable sod. That's because you can't hear. I don't pick up on the microphone unless you shout. So I shout so you can hear me, but he doesn't, so you can't hear what he's saying. Well, that's all we had for the haul. There's a selected large heron with a few white ones chucked on the top. And they're the standard size heron. So there isn't a lot there, is there? But there you go, you can't get them every time. We need something to happen soon. we've got baits for people asking for bait all the time, but we ain't got any last couple of trips. What's disappointing. Well, the old chap's now putting the engine down. I'll get this started up. Are you ready for home? Well, a few good swells coming into the beach now. Now starting to make on the flood. There's some good swells coming in. Don't want to try and launch in that. Or I've been like them roughy tufty chrome a lot, what launched anything. But then again, they don't come ashore with any weight in the boat. Not like little wet nets and cut on just an errand. They are roughy tufties, but yeah, you can see what's happening now. That tide's starting to make swells. Tide make come over the sandbanks, and then you get a bit of swell on the beach. That was to be expected. That'll get worse now for the next hour. Oh, there's a few waves making now, but that's time for us to go home. I'll put the mast down, took the electronics off, net bins are packed away and officially got a sheet on it, and time to drive up the beach.